Welcome to part 4. I thought in this episode I would start with the nose, but just before I do that I'll just point out that I have done the starboard side, as you can see, and put in the fillets, so when that goes in, after it's been tissued, it should look as though it seats there snugly. So there you are with that part there. Okay, so put the wings to one side. Now, with these supplied blocks of wood, you will find they're not thick enough. I have to say the quality control here is absolutely second to nothing, isn't it? So you're going to have to add a short piece on, okay, to make sure that that is now thick enough to go in place. So what you need to do now is pencil line around the nose here, and then do the same the other side, like that, because they will be identical, and go around it, and then go around this side as well. Okay, so you get a rough idea. It's only a rough guide, so you get a rough idea of what that shape should be. Okay, and so now you've got it at the back, the front, and I've also marked out where the cannon ports should go, and I've gone for the first one, top one, I've gone 5mm in and 5mm down, marked it. The second one, I've gone 10mm down, and this is the top, and 9mm across there. And now I'm going to use a 3mm drill and a pillar drill and just go all the way through, so that once that's carved, I haven't got to touch it again. It'll just naturally come into shape. So I'm just going to edit it here and go and drill those holes. Okay, so the extra bit of balsa's gone on. I put the holes in, 3mm holes. I know that it'll look a little bit on the outside, but it'll all come right in the end. And I've marked it out. So all I'm going to do now is start cutting it off. And I'll just keep going, keep going and keep going until I've got a rough shape. Okay, and again, this will be like watching paint dry for you, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep doing this off camera and I'll come straight back to you. Okay, right, so we've now gone from that to that, and now you can see where the holes, the cannons, are starting to come through. We're starting to get the right shape for them because I pre-drilled it. So now we've got to get that shape. So we're going to start taking all of this corner off here. Okay, and I'm not going to take it right to the line or anything because I haven't took it to the line here. We'll take that to the line, okay, and then we're going to stick that on the model and shape it while it's on the model. So watch this space. Okay, so you see that I've carved this out, got it to a certain shape. I've now glued it to the nose, and it's still oversized. That's important. Just keep it oversized for now, okay, and start to round it off. Now I've got this, what's this now? This is an 80 grit, okay, and I'm using an 80 grit to start getting that shape, okay, and I'm getting it down so it's very near, very, very near where I need it to be, okay, and you'll see how those cannon ports are now starting to take shape, and they're making the right shape because I pre-drilled it, and that's going to come out absolutely, well, I hope it will come absolutely lovely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on getting this shape and bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down, And then when it gets to a certain part, I'll start on this part and bring this down and around, okay? And then I'll start doing this point, getting it pointed, okay? Because if you look at this now, okay, I've got to make this shape here, all right? And once I've got that shape, I'll go down to, or go up to, I should say, this is a 320. I'll use a 320 on it, and when I've got it just about how I want it, I'm going to go up to, now what we've got here, I've got an 800. I'll put an 800 all the way around it. Now, obviously, about this stage, I'm going to consider now applying this block like this. Yeah. So we've gone from that block to that. So I'm going to start getting the knife on this and whittling that down until it's good enough to glue on there and bring that down with my 80 grits. So I'll probably stop there for now and concentrate on this side so that I can then get some uniformity, because I'm getting close to that spine there. Yeah, so I don't want to get too close with this one, okay? And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, so I'm going to end it there just for now, and I'll see you after the edit. Right, well, I've skipped ahead a little bit. I didn't mean to. It's just the way it worked out. So what I did do, if I can just find out where I put it now, I drew out this part here to help shape the nose like this, which was actually invaluable. The wood was a little bit harder than I expected, so it took a bit longer, but it's come out quite well. And I've ended up putting some sanding sealer on it, 2 coats of sanding sealer. I might get a very light sand again, because I'm not really sure whether I want to tissue over this part particularly. So the sanding sealer will close up all the pores in the wood and hold the paint. The only disappointing thing was, and I don't know exactly how this happened, but the one gun port is further back than the other gun port. I don't really know how I did that, because I measured them out. Ones on the side are okay. Perhaps it's witchcraft, I don't know. So I'm weighing it up whether to leave it like it is or try and drill another hole. But if I try and drill another hole, I'll probably muck it up. So yeah, I suppose I could fill both of them in, couldn't I? Yeah, that's an idea, could do that. So this is now ready for the stringers, and I'll just pop a couple on and see how it turns out. Well, I put the stringers in and it's turned out not too bad, to be honest. I probably was a little bit more energetic with the sanding down than I probably should have been. I had to replace 1 or 2 stringers because this went that thin. I just had to cut them out and put some new ones in. So anyway, so you can rub your hand down it and there's nothing catching there. And this is how it's turned out. So that's just about ready now. I've filled in these 2 gun ports because they just look silly, and left these 2 in. I thought that's enough, you know, it'll do. I'll just end up ruining it if I try and re-drill one of the holes. So yeah, so now we are at a stage where we're going to start thinking about the horizontal stabilizer and the vertical stabilizer. Now with the vertical stabilizer, they lock together like this, okay, and obviously you're going to have this showing. So what I might do is tissue what I'm going to do is I'm going to put sanding sealer on these, the sanding sealer on these I'll probably do it now actually, and I'll put sanding sealer on the rudder And then what I'm going to have to do, put this over here for a minute, is take the vertical stabilizer and push one of these through. Goes together like this. Okay, and then what I'm going to have to do is get my blocks. You really must get these, they're absolutely super. Okay, put everything in place like that. Okay, glue those like this, so it's like that. Let that go off. Okay, and then once it's gone off, put another coat of sanding sealer on. Hopefully fill these gaps. If it fills the gaps, as I hope it will, I'll probably leave it at that and not bother tissuing it, because I think tissuing it is just going to add a little bit of weight, and it's probably more fiddly than what it's worth. I may take a little bit of the edge off on the leading edge, but that's about as much as I'm going to do, because they're cardboard thick really. So I think that's the plan. So I'm going to do that now and get straight back to you. So that has now been glued together, and I put a little bit of filler in those joints there, give it a light sand, and I've covered the whole thing in sanding sealer, and I think I'll leave it at that. Mainly because when I put some paint on it, it'll just settle down quite nicely, and I think it's just going to add weight to put tissue on it. Just leave it as it is. Okay, and any amount of a gram that you put on the tail will be expanded. What's the better word than expand? Will exaggerate the weight, and therefore you'll need more weight in the nose. So there you go. That wasn't a very good explanation at all, was it? Anyway, so I think now that is done, that will now fit in the back there. Like so. And you'll probably notice that there's a tilt of up elevator. I don't know what's the matter with me today. A little tilt of up elevator in there. So when you come to your test glides, hopefully you won't have to do much adjustment. And of course we'll make sure that seat's even better after we've tissued it. Okay. Because you can't really do that properly until it's been tissued. So that's all ready for tissuing, and I think that's going to have to go into part 5. I think this is part 4. So there you go, that's all ready. The wings are ready. I'll have to come back to the Duomo engines, obviously. But I'm going to wait until the wings have been tissued to go back to those. So I think what we'll do is we'll end it there and pick up the tissuing in part 5, and that'll be that. So as per usual, you don't have to subscribe, but if you can just give it a like or make a comment, even if it's a daft comment, it all helps the algorithm. And I don't get paid for this, all right? So you're getting this for nothing. Just press a button, I ask you to run a marathon, just go like that. Okay, so see you in part 5. Cheerio. Thanks for washing. Washing? Yes, go and do your washing.
It's time to say goodbye.